Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, DB Smiley, joined by teammate on Pigeon Stitches, Black and Davian. Black and how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
So with that, we have a Division B East matchup between Dive Hard and Almost Legends Ruby, conveniently on the red team, so it'll be harder for me to mix it up. As right out of the gate we see a Phoenix band, but we're on Tomb of the Spider Queen, so what do you think?
Not. I mean, I'm not a giant Phoenix player, but I don't see that being. I think that might be something maybe scouting preference wise. I don't see that being too much of a map pick.
Yeah. I think one thing Phoenix can bring to this map is a lot of flexibility because you can pick it early, and you haven't picked a solo laner and you haven't picked a range carry yet. You've picked one of them, but not both. And so it does certainly add flexibility because it limits what the other team can pick into that solo lane. Also, I assume scouting, but we'll see what happens. An Uberak ban that is rather vanilla, I would say. But there's a Joanna ban. So Joanna, a lot of wave clear, making it great on the map, great on leading those rotations in the mid-top lane, very hard to gank. Still, though, this leaves up a lot of good heroes. Anna, Kel'Thas, Jaina, Zeratul. What would you ban here? Well, we'll find out in a second. Anna. Okay, so bananas and bananoobs on one team. So it looks more like Dive Hard kind of went with generic bans. On the right side, Almost Legends Ruby. It almost seems like it's targeted bans, but we'll see. There is Diablo going to be picked up here by Hoedown. Oh, and I actually have the teams backwards. Huh. I will correct that. So forgive me there. I actually do in fact have the teams backwards somehow.
When you call it one way, it's another way.
Yeah. Alright. Should be good now. As we see Curly hopping onto Stukov and getting the ETC, but there's an Anduin, so I haven't really seen much Anduin yet in competitive. Looking forward to see. What do you think of these draft picks so far?
I always think Stukov is an impressive hero, in my opinion, and the Anduin might just be something again, not picked yet, and I think it goes great against the ETC, against the Stukov, just because it can get people out of those roots, silence combos, out of those mosh pits, and he also has just like a whole lot of other, especially engage potential with his root.
He does, but it's hard to land the root kind of just blankly. I think that's where the ETC comes in. If ETC power slides, and unlike all of my Storm League teammates, manages to not instantly boop, it's actually a pretty easy root combo to hit at that point because the stun gives you enough time for the 1 second wind up on the silence. But there's an Azmodan ban. Don't really see that too much at this high level, but certainly Azmodan can do a lot of AoE damage.
Again, maybe that's just one of those picks or one of those bands that was scouted out, because this is a map that Dive Hard picked. Maybe they're doing something good with that.
Could be, but in the meantime, we have Mephisto showing up. That is something I don't see a lot. Ragnaros, I see it a lot on the map. It's amazing wave clear, good rotation, easy to stack. Molten Core, just a fantastic defensive tool. But Mephisto's interesting. Not a high wave clear mage, more of PV focus. So are they going to look to brawl a lot? We'll see. That's aggressive. Maiev and Imperius. Thoughts there?
So I'm just going to say I'm looking at Almost Ruby, and I'm going that is the dive heavy team.
You're looking at the team on the right?
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I think. Hang on. The The teams are just like it's.
Yeah, they just switched on your stream.
Yeah, so I have. It's. Yes, okay, good. So, with that, there's a tracer. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm trying to make sure that this is set up all correctly, and I'm doing the best that I can. Forgive me for any stutters and stammers. But, trying to just make sure that I got everything set up right, so bear with me here. In the meantime, though, who do you think you give this game to? Blue or red, since I'm apparently screwing up which team is which? Red is Ruby. Okay, I do have it.
No. I'm telling chat.
Oh.
On
No,
your on your stream, it is showing Diehard is red.
that is, I think, correct, actually.
Now, no, it is
Oh, it's not? Okay.
10 is on Diehard.
So then this is, I'm getting, I think, a Soothsayer issue, because the team names are opposite the, Yeah, so this is, okay, I'm getting a little bit of an issue, but I can fix that.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna give this to the red team. Almost Legends Ruby. They have a very strong dive, and honestly, Diablo on this map for those rotations in those tight quarters can make this really great.
Oh, and we have a DC, so while I get things squared away, I'm going to just keep trying to make sure I have this all set up correctly, but I'm getting a weird issue with Soothsayer. So the logos are swapped. Is his skin banned? Well, I can't say. I can't say so. No, that Primeval Diablo is not banned. That's not Archangel.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But give me just one sec. I'm having more than a couple issues with Soothsayer at the moment, so bear with me. The teams and the players got swapped somehow, so we'll correct that as best as we can. Fair apologies, everyone, for kind of the fly-by-night nature of this operation.
And I see another really good point coming out of your chat saying that Diehard doesn't have a lot of wave clear.
No, they don't. With the
with the tracer, yeah, they got almost no wave clear for that.
Well, they have a lot with Ragnaros, but that's it. And so yeah, for the 4-man, they're gonna fall behind in rotations if they don't get kills. You're exactly right there. But as we make sure we get squared away, we have.
Okay, Soothsayer's now showing it properly.
Okay.
But that's only for.
Well, so I did a manual change there, but we'll do the best we can. So anyway, apologies. Yeah. But with that, I mean, we can't type right now to the team, so we're just kind of in a pause here. We did have a DC from Tribulation, so we're going to see what we can do to get that back in line. While we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at the map picks. So we did already have, this was Divehard's map choice, a pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Divehard banned Battlefield of Eternity and Dragonshire. Almost Legends Ruby banned Braxis Holdout and Sky Temple. Trib can't seem to get back into the game. Okay. We can remake. I can't whisper anyone. So
awesome.
So yeah. No worries. Let's just go ahead and leave. And everyone, we'll be right back. We're just going to take a brief break. All right, everyone. We are back here getting into the match here between Almost Legends Ruby and Dive Hard. I'm once again joined by Black and Avian. We got all the team stuff squared away. There was a DC with a failure to reconnect, so we just remade the lobby, but here we go now. Jumping into the series, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the team on the left, and then I'll pass it over to Black and Avian to introduce the red team. So on the left, we have Dive Hard. It's going to be Gunslinger on... That is not correct. Oh boy, it's happening again. All the heroes are reversed, so the pop-ups are wrong. I blame Soothsayer entirely, because it's the... I think I messed things up because I was playing with the settings earlier, so I will fix that later before the second match. But we're going to have Mo on ETC. Gunslinger is going to be on Ragnaros. Curly is going to be on Stukov. Nyuk 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 is going to be on Tracer. And Tin is going to be on Mephisto. Go ahead and introduce Almost Legends Ruby.
Alright, Almost Legends Rubies, we're going to have Born to Shine on Anduin. We're going to have Kroven on Maiev. Imperius is going to be played by Tributation. EM Sa is going to be playing Gul'dan. And Hoedown is going to be playing on that Diablo.
Yep. And here we go now. So already we're seeing... Ragnaros versus Imperius in the bot lane, but we're going to get a 4-man rotation here, which should favor Almost Legends Ruby, I believe.
And in full honesty, I do think they also win that solo lane.
Yeah, ooh, Nyuk 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 taking a lot of damage from that Gul'dan. Is low, going to have to back up. Ragnaros doing okay, has Tribulation a bit low already. Tribulation blowing the tap. But meanwhile, up here in mid, Silence onto Diablo, trying to isolate him out. Diablo getting a lot of damage from that Mephisto. There is the Anduin trait. Let's go ahead and take a look at those level 1 talents. Anduin not going with bold strategy, taking Renew. So perhaps wanting to focus more on the Q-style build. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and I'm not really seeing anything else that sticks out to me. Maybe that... I'm not entirely good on Stukov. How's that Stukov first pick?
Stukov first pick, Reactive Ballistic Force. I admit, I do not see that pick a lot. That is perhaps a response to the Maiev, where if he takes a lot of damage, he can immediately get a weighted pustule out and detonate it to get away. I don't see a lot, but I'm interested to see how it plays.
Did you catch that Butch Wookie that was happening between mid and bot? They were trying to catch somebody.
Yeah, well, they did get down some damage onto Tribulation again. Gunslinger, still a little bit healthier for the exchange. But yeah, well, I'm interested to see how that Stukov talent plays out. I will say, Guitar Hero is actually quite interesting for me. Now, it got some changes recently, so maybe it'll just give ETC ungodly self-sustain. But Tin right now, bit of an awkward position, and he's going to come back. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go home. You can't make me. Sadly, sadly, he did have to go home.
Before it came out, and then Gunslinger's just going to immediately start losing to Imperius with that healing.
Yep. We're going to see that. So getting that Battle Hunger talent going to help out. Tracer now in the bot lane, though, and it looks like they might send Rag in the rotation with Nyuk 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 just trying to kind of be a pain in the ass here for Tribulation. But already getting some gems in here is Almost Legends Ruby, off to a very strong start on this map.
Yeah, Tracer really has to be careful. One spear and she could just die to Imperius.
And it looks like Rag has come back down. Now, Rag is going a stacking globe quest to try to get some active armor that he can hit. That could be good if he gets pulled by the Maiev, but here comes Engage onto Tin. Tin getting kind of pushed around a bit. Weird encounter with ETC shove and Maiev tether. Pulls him back, but he's fine. Still, though, blue team gonna have to leave Stukov behind to get the soak, and they are just slowly falling behind in levels. Already half a level down here early in the game. Also worth noting, ETC going with Crowd Surfer, so look for some clever power slides at some point. Really good power slide to get Nyuk 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 out of that, but now Mo needs to walk away. Kroven also very low, but going to be able to escape. Anduin getting a lot of healing out. And actually, Holy Reach, interesting talent choice. It gives you, basically, if you land a root, it gives you a little bit of a burst option, both a burst heal and a burst damage. Like to see how much value it gets.
Alright. And it does look like both teams now have turn-in.
Ooh, nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Quite low. Both teams do have the turn-in, but the advantage, of course, going to Almost Legends Ruby, as they really only need to get Imperious turned in, whereas on Dive Hard, they need to get really several people to turn in. No one person's carrying enough gems. So that's always an advantage. But Ragnaros getting picked in the bottom lane, and that is a lot of gems potentially being lost. Curly does come down and get most of those gems, although you typically don't want him on a Stukov.
I'm surprised he was just not harassed at all for picking those up.
Yeah, especially into the Tracer, or I'm sorry, especially into my Evan that he doesn't have any mobility. But Tribulation trying to get the turn in now. They only need 9 gems in though. Born to Shine gonna drop 2. That reduces it to 7, but still only Tribulation with the turn in pending. But a very sneaky rotation. Krovan getting the interrupt with the Fan of Knives, and that should be Almost Legends Ruby getting this turn in, and indeed they do. So advantage to them early in this one.
Looks like they're just gonna push top lane with the Web Weaver.
They are going to push top lane, but they are keeping that solo lane in the bottom for the soak. Is he going to rotate up to get mid, or is he just going to stay down and pressure? But looks like we're getting a 4-man defense here in the top. So Maev actually doing the smart thing. Seeing no one mid, seeing the heavy rotation top. I'm going to go down, get that soak, help pressure the walls. Diablo can stay up front and try to threaten any type of engage. He is quite hard to kill, especially when his souls are completed. And at 6 minutes into the game, they are. There is the Pulse Bomb. Yep. Tracer did use a Pulse Bomb recall onto Gul'dan for some good, really effectively poke damage in the way it plays out. Mo, good power slide to avoid the tether. And
there's crowd control coming into use.
Yep. And all in all, not a horrible defense. You managed to save top turrets. Ooh, but Gunslinger is in a bad spot. Power Slide not going to be able to save it. Now Mo and Nyuk 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 in a bad position. Some gems being lost. Mephisto going to try to use the teleport to pick them up. But Mephisto now has to walk out. Does manage to do so. 2 kills there, and Almost Legends Ruby now with 4 kills, 2 pickoffs, and then 2 there in that mid lane. That should enable
lead in ults.
Yep, ults coming in, and this should allow them to defend the turn in long enough. They only need 4 gems to have another turn into their own. Mo gonna try to go for the turn-in. Krovan gonna interrupt once again with the Fan of Eyes. Very good patience here by Krovan, just sitting in that bush, not letting anyone channel. Meanwhile, Emsa getting a turn-in up in the top. But we have APOC, we have Containment Disc, we have... Ooh, are they gonna get engage here? Are they... Stukov getting flipped. He is probably dead. APOC comes down. If they don't get the kill, that is devastating. They do, but is Hoedown going to go down? Ooh, that was close. Meanwhile, though, Tracer goes down in the top to Gul'dan, to Emsa there. Emsa now just healing off the minion wave. Krovan coming in. Tether there onto ETC. Emsa eating some meatballs. Num 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 num. No spaghetti, though. But Almost Legends Ruby getting the second turn-in of the game. So they've doubled up turn-ins onto Dive Hard. Dive Hard getting a hard time, or having a hard time getting those gems in here.
I think Diablo is really good at just guarding those points.
They're
so close quarters and have such a great... And there was trait used by Anduin in the top lane.
Yeah, Anduin manages to pull Emsa back away from that Pulse Bomb. Good use of the trait there. You don't want to give them any chance to get back into it. You want to try to get that level 13 advantage. Meanwhile, Ragnaros blowing Lava Wave in the bottom lane to deal with that spider. They have cleared up top, but mid fort goes down. That spider's still fairly healthy, but now Mephisto needs to be careful. He's carrying 55 gems. If he goes down, this is really going to put Dive Hard in a pickle. And
there he goes.
Oh boy, the first bank in Mephisto is closed, and looks like their assets have just been dissolved. So Mephisto losing 55 gems for his team. That is a full second turn-in. that was lost, and they haven't even gotten the first turn in yet. So that's really bad news on top of bad news for Dive Hard.
All right, and looks like they're just gonna hide in the bush here.
Yeah,
So
they're gonna just full engage. They're not done fighting. They want to keep fighting. Look at that APOC. Gonna interrupt the mosh. 4-man APOC, and there are only 4 people alive in the fight. ETC goes down, and that's even more gems dropped. And they are.
I think that was a 5-man mosh stopped by APOC.
Yeah, I couldn't see exactly how many in it because it stopped so fast. But man, that was a really good engage there by Hoedown. Fantastic APOC with all the members of Dive Hard in the choke point, and just nowhere to retreat, nowhere to engage. It was a really strongly timed APOC. But now, I mean, they have a turn-in on the side of Dive Hard, and if they're going to stop the bleeding, you know, all's not lost by any means. They're only down 2 forts. For all of the deaths, they're only down 2 forts in 1 level. If they can get a turn-in, they could try to convert that into XP, but they also need to make sure they're getting this soak. Level 13 still here. Tracer going in. There's the stun, but manages to get away. Just Nyuk 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 is being very, very elusive right now. I mean, obviously that's Tracer's thing, but very strong play by Nyuk Nyuk Nyuk.
Every time I hear that name.
Well, I mean, they have Curly, they have Mo. Nyuk Nyuk Nyuk. But with that, we do have the turn-in now for red, but they're immediately, we have the turn-in for blue, Dive Hard. They're immediately focusing their attention onto that top lane. No one even soaking the other lane, so this is a 5-man push. Imperius going to get the full clear. Ragnaros is pushing out the bottom with that lava wave. There comes a Mephisto Rudolph trying to get onto Hoedown. That is the focus, but the Salvation's going to buy some time. There is a fantastic Horrify, and now Ragnaros separated from the team. Flaring Swipe not going to help him. APOC is going to collect 2. Here comes the engage now. ETC is in a bad spot. ETC is going to go down. Now Nyuk 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 trying to dive onto that, trying to get the trade on Kirby. He does get the kill, though, onto Maiev. It's a 1-for-1 at that point, but already with 2 people down, you're now talking about a 2v4 situation. Not ideal for Dive Hard. I mean, Tracer, you know, they're not getting shut out now, right? Tracer just had to take one for the team. Now they can build that momentum. They got that first kill.
Though, with that Web Weaver, I think the only thing to do on the map is to really try and either grab bot camp or just soak.
Yeah, they're not close on gems. Meanwhile, Almost Legends has a turn. Almost Legends does not have to rush it at all. They've equalized structures a bit, though, but now they're going to be down 2 levels. Level 16 talents coming in. So it's going to take them a while to get to level 16. Meanwhile, we're seeing Almost Legends Ruby wanting to get the turn in now, but actually moving in on Mephisto. They have the stun. He can blink out to buy time, but he drops his root, and it's just... He hits 3 with the root, but there's no point. Down goes Mephisto, and that is yet another pick-off here onto Dive Hard, as it's just getting hard for them. I mean, anytime anyone's out on the map alone, they get killed by this Imperius Maiev combo with the Diablo helping. And Diablo coming in with an aggressive flank, getting onto Ragnaros directly. Mo trying to power slide out. Gunslinger getting stunned out by Diablo. That's 2 kills. Mephisto was already down. Are they going to get on the Nyuk Nyuk Nyuk? No, Nyuk 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 gets away. And now the Web Weaver is going to spawn in the shadow of Dive Hard's mid keep. Here comes a Tether trying to get in. Pulse Bomb is a miss. Tracer very low. Manages to blink away. Stukov getting stunned. Taking a lot of damage from the Gul'dan. Push now coming on to the keep, though. Stukov trying to look for the silence there. They managed to walk away from it. Tim doing quite a bit of damage. But still, Almost Legends Ruby, all alive. Good silence, going to force the separation. Hoedown trying to move in onto Nyuk Nyuk Nyuk. There is the Leap of Faith, trying to pull Hoedown out of it. He's going to take some meatball damage, but he'll be fine. Lava Wave, meanwhile, going to clear out the Web Weaver on the bottom. Web Weaver on top, still pushing into Dive Hard, though. It's somewhat healthy. It could certainly do some damage to the wall if they don't react to it. Tracer already moving up to the top, trying to make sure to get it down. So what do you do if you're getting back in the game here? If you're dive hard, what do you do now that you got 16s?
Maybe see if you can find something, a pick or I don't know. I don't know how much of this rotation they just saw, but
yeah. I mean, bottom camp is currently being taken. I think right now what they're trying to do is because their lanes are pushed in, they're trying to get what gems are on their side of the map more or less for free. Right now, they're about equidistant from Almost Legends Ruby for the next turn in. The difference being Almost Legends Ruby, of course, needs 65 total. Good. Horrified. There's a good mosh. It's going to get interrupted by the APOC, but it's enough for Gul'dan to go down. Protected, by the way, does not come out in time to save it. And the mosh is still going. Mosh.
Yeah.
Oh boy, is this going to be... Is Mo overcommitting? No, he's okay. He's backing up. But they managed to get 2 kills there. And this is the opportunity they have. They have a chance to get a lot of gems. They have a chance to boss as well. And with the top fort down, maybe that's the play. We'll see how they do. It looks like we're seeing a rotation up towards that boss.
Yeah, exactly. See, they got a nice fight before level 20 is to be had. And they won that fight, so now they get something. So they're grabbing boss now for pretty much free. I don't think they're going to go in without Gul'dan and Maya. That's just no damage.
Yeah, but it looks like we are seeing a push here onto this mid keep, trying to take that one out. So they're going to get mid keep. Bot keep is actually getting pushed here by these siege giants and this catapult. It should finish the wall. Boss is now up. Or do they try to all in off this boss and win? Because they're going to be likely facing a pretty staunch defense here in a second. Diablo looking for the flank engage once again, as is Tribulation. Gul'dan does have Horrify up. There is a containment disc as well. Salvation will be up in a second. The only ults that are down are Mosh Pit and Lava Wave.
Yeah, Lava Wave was just use Bosch to push that out.
Ooh, there is a good root combo by the Stukov. Forces out the cleanse, the Horrify as well. Mo managing to get away. There's the Salvation, trying to buy time. Ragnaros now coming in, doing a lot of damage with that Molten Core. Hoedown is still alive, but damage coming in, but ooh, Nubkick gets pulled in. But ETC trying to peel out. Ooh, there's so much damage potentially being chucked out by that fan of knives. Nubkick is so low. Nubkick is going to die to poison damage. Has to recall out to negate the poison damage indeed. And that was a really good defense by Almost Legends Ruby. But honestly, you got to give a lot of credit to Dive Hard there. They got a lot of good damage onto that top keep. They've opened up a win condition if they can just get a couple kills. And they're now right back in this game, but now they got to weather the 1-level storm before level 20. Do you think they can do it?
I think they're probably going to lose that mid keep. That mid keep is asking to go down.
Yep.
This level.
They are going to get a camp to push it out.
Yeah.
But now they got to avoid fighting for this next level. They need to get gems. They do have a turn-in now. Almost Legends Ruby, because they had to defend there, they weren't getting some of those minions. They're not close to a turn-in. So now, Almost Legends Ruby going to have to defend. They're trying to get a pick onto Tribulation. Great Stukov root combo, but an even better cleanse. There's a mosh, though, but ETC is a very, very lonely steer in that back line, and the bodies just start hitting the floor. Oh, my goodness. Avert the children's eyes. That got ugly.
That got ugly real fast.
That engagement, they were trying to get the pick onto Tribulation. As soon as that cleanse comes in, though, I think you just got to give it up. Tin blinking away, but he's going to blink right back. He's going to get double stunned and rooted. Down he goes. It's a 5-man team wipe. And that is going to be Almost Legends Ruby taking map number 1 here. Very strong performance by then.
By no means it was like they had a great comeback from Dive Hard. That was a great assault on top. They didn't even lose anybody.
Yep, it was really strong. There was really only kind of one fight that seemed to go Dive Hard's way this game. Almost Legends Ruby just in control the whole way, getting the picks when they needed them, and just a really strong defense up in that top, denying some kills. Anduin play with the cleanses was just absolutely fantastic. Honestly, the Anduin cleanses basically made sure that we didn't get Sorry. I'm seeing a chat. Okay, that I was confused about that Mosh Monkus Beaver because I was wondering how did ETC come of out how did ETC keep moshing after the
Yeah,
Anduin, and
isolation.
it was the containment disc, right? So he continued the mosh after. Thank you, Monkus Beaver, for pointing that out. But that was a crazy game. So with that, we're gonna take a brief break, get set up for game number 2, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here once again, jumping into the draft. Map 2 going to be the shrines, which are most infernal. I believe these are, in fact, the most infernal shrines I've ever seen. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man.
It appears this map was picked by Almost Legends Ruby, so Almost Legends Ruby, going to be taking the taking dive hard to Infernal Shrines. Very brawly map, but there's a lot of opportunity for kind of split push in that. So it should be an exciting game. Anduin banned out. That is a well-earned respect ban, I think.
Those traits were on point.
Yeah, I mean the cleanse traits saved people so many times, especially in the late game. Really denied a pick onto Imperius late, denied some kills on that Bosch push top. So a well-earned respect, but once again we're seeing the Phoenix ban. So at this point, the only logical conclusion I can come to is that it is a target ban. Speaking of target bans, here comes the Maiev ban. No Moss. No Moss.
All right, so that's at least an Ana or a Nubarak coming out to the other team.
Yeah. So with that, I believe Mo has been swapped out for Wise Guy for this game. Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I believe that is the case. Same roster for Almost Legends Ruby, but immediately going into the Imperius. So kind of one part strong solo laner, second part strong denial pick, I think.
Ana checking in.
And there is that Ana pick.
There's Ana. Ana got through draft, so Born to Shine kind of getting a chance to show a second healer. Born to Shine was really, really stellar in that first match on the Anduin. Now getting on to Ana, who many people believe is strong. She can be very strong on this map. She can post up in the back. Hard to engage onto if you get some good tanking. And Tribulation looking to provide that with that nice big beefy Dibbles. So team's kind of the Dibble's still there. That seems to be a comfort. And here comes Muradin Stukov. And Tracer player is now on Muradin. They're basically the same thing, right?
Who?
Tracer and Muradin. They're the same thing. You play them exactly the same. Yeah. No, it is an interesting switch up. It could be, as I said, I think Mo was the tank last game, and I think he was swapped out for Wise Guy for this on their roster. But I will say that if Muradin calls his targets with an Imperius and a Stukov, that Stormbolt, you land it, you get the immediate spear root combo follow-up. It's a lot of blow-up potential. We're going to see how it gets reacted, but the Chromie ban possibly...
Hold on. Chat is saying that you don't have the draft up.
Oh. Whoopsies. Sorry, draft should be up now. Apologies for that, everyone. I thought I hit Control-Shift-D. Apparently I did not. But there we get a Kel'Thas. And that is going to bring some wave clear and some shrine control. Kel'Thas is up. Potentially could get engaged on by that big three-man CC combo. And there's a Junkrat. So Junkrat definitely brings a lot of disengage. So it's a safe pick. What are your thoughts so far?
I'm seeing some really good team comps coming out from both sides. It does look like the solo laner for Almost Legends Ruby hasn't come out yet, but I'm very interested to see how. So with Vala Blaze just coming out for Dive Hard, that's triple frontline, and Muradin and Muradin Blaze and Imperius. That Mouth AL is going to have a ball.
Yeah, so there is the Mouth. I'm kind of caught off guard by the Tracer pick into the Diablo. It's a very risky pick.
The what?
The Vala pick into the Diablo. Excuse me, the Vala pick, and it's just the reason I'm kind of caught off guard by it is Diablo can really put a number onto Vala, and Stukov is not good at saving Vala because he'd have to blow his bio kill switch to save her. Now bio kill switch heals Vala to full, so that's okay. But I gotta say I love the draft out of Almost Legends Ruby here, and I'm not really loving the Vala hyper carry on the other side.
Yeah, that is one of those reasons why you keep that solo laner spot open till the end. I will say one just small comment is so Tribulation was in the solo lane last game, so both teams now have some role swaps coming in,
That's true, yeah.
and I wonder if this is the comfort or if what we saw last game was.
Yeah, so, and by the way, as mentioned in chat, there is a 2-minute delay that I run, so that is just kind of my norm. It prevents any kind of sniping. I know it can be 30 seconds, but that's my choice. That's how I choose to live my life. Anyway, this time the pop-up should work. So gonna kick it over to the match screen, and on the left side, it is Dive Hard. It's going to be Gunslinger on Vala, Curly on Stukov, Wise Guy on Blaze, Nyuk 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 on Muradin, and Tin on Imperius. And over on the right, go ahead and introduce Almost Legends Ruby.
On the right side, we have Ana played by Born to Shine, Junkrat played by Croven, Sa playing Kelthos, Diablo playing by Tribulation, and Hoedown playing that Malthael.
So you're saying that the devil comes to bring a tribulation? Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Anyway, so here we go.
Malthael is here for a Hoedown.
Yep, here we go. Looking once again at those level 1 talents, I am shocked that Ana is going the completely not broken, overpowered W build. She is going the W build. And then put some English on it, so that extra range, always good on Junkrat. Pretty standard talents across the board, honestly. Except Caltrops on Vala.
I will say, normally you would see On a Pale Horse, not Fear the Reaper coming out of Malthael.
I think his goal here is he wants to just walk past Diablo and be like, you know, fuck you, I don't care. Also, I think it lets him put a lot of pressure on Imperius. If he can get Imperius low, that will let him chase in the lane. I guess the thought being that they have enough wave clear with the Kael'thas and the Junkrat that they don't really need him rotating lanes with the On a Pale Horse.
Maybe, and we do see an early camp pickup by Diehard.
Ooh, there's a good flip onto Wise Guy. Junkrat once again denying, but the save comes down. Now, Stukov is going into that E build from the looks of things, so we'll see if he can combo up with his warriors. There's a lot of CC, there's a lot of potential for the root combo, and Ana, she can remove the root, but she can't actually cleanse the silence. And so with the growing infestation at 7 that I expect them to pick, the root combo can still be quite effective here.
Diablo taking some damage mid lane.
Yeah. Ooh, flipping out the Vala, though, and a lot of damage coming in, even from the Ana. Living Bomb there. Gunslinger going to be able to walk away. Muradin manages to not kill his teammate. Lol. But level 4s coming in. We are getting the Q build. Well, the Puncturing Arrow, not the full Q build. Which would make sense not to take the Q talent on this map. But Hoedown now getting ganked on, and Almost Legends Ruby, the gankers hath become the ganked.
Oh boy.
And that's a big kill because there's no one to rotate to top lane at the moment, given that there's 3 people on this bottom camp. So there will be some miss soak up here in this top lane, I believe. Meanwhile, Bruisers... Good.
Yeah, they're taking Wise Guy as just to collect that extra XP from that one.
Yeah, Wise Guy does go down in the bot lane. Probably wanted to play it safe there, and either way, though, camp is down mid, so there's an opportunity to get some extra push here. Malthael having to go top to deal with that soak. Both teams, with the picks, currently even on XP. Almost Legends Ruby doing a better job getting kind of that last bit of soak here before the Shrine. Already on the Shrine, getting some minions started. So here we go. The first Punisher is going to be Mortar. It's going to push on to mid lane. Let's see who gets it. Already a great start for Almost Legends Ruby.
Too bad on the first Shrine. It always feels like a great start doesn't mean a great finish.
Yeah, you don't have your talents to... Yeah. But Malthael doing the smart thing. They get a big lead to buy Malthael time to push. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, this siege camp is starting to push up. It could become a factor soon. Malthael looking for that flank, as is Croven. Malthael now moving on to Muradin. There is the stun combo with the silence, and I believe Hoedown will go down. Hoedown does go down. He was squished by a flying dwarf. Gimli would be so proud. But meanwhile, Living Bomb need to spread out a bit. Good spread to avoid spreading the Living Bomb. I need new verbs. Need new gerunds, guys. Help me out. But, you know, already both teams going to get level 7. This is a very close shrine, but it looks like Divehard should be able to get this Junkrat coming in with a last attempt to steal some. There goes Tin in with a Living Bomb, though. He's spreading it to his team. Tin does go down. The Living Bomb was spread, so unfortunate death. They got the Punisher, but unfortunate death right before it. Meanwhile, this Khazra, it's only a single Khazra now, but it's still pushing this bot lane. Blaze going to run down to soak. Malthael has run top. So both teams with one split soaker. Punisher baited successfully over the wall, already down to half HP. Vala burning down the bottom tower, but the top tower still stands. There's a flip onto Muradin. He should be okay. He is Muradin. Emsa actually getting jumped on by the Punisher, but okay, no dive there. But yeah, looking at the side lanes, both people kind of pushing well. Oh, cue the Jaws theme music. Oh, is that the Jukes? Is that the Jukes? No, that's not the Jukes. Oh,
my goodness.
The Jukes! Oh, if the stun lands, he's, yeah. All right. Ripskis.
That is one of those moments of, where is my team?
That is, well, not the quickest retreat there. Tried to retreat clever. If anything, I almost imagine if he just kept running straight back, he probably would have been fine. It was that rotation down to try to be clever, I think, that got him into trouble. Kind of cordoned himself off there. And some soap going to be missed top. That will help Divehard. They're a little bit behind in XP now, but they have a chance to close that gap heading into level 10, which is always critical to get before that second shrine.
Alright, so Malthael's back in the top lane, just going to soak that. And I feel like he's, at this point, going to be super careful about those ganks. He's been jumped on twice.
Now, here's the question. Do we get a nano Malthael with Tormented Souls?
You know, I hear that a lot. And with this team, actually maybe.
Or a nano Kael'thas. That could work well. I mean, I know when I play Ana, I really love picking Nano Boost. I do it all the time.
I'm sorry, who team you
I am an Eye of Horus junkie, but meanwhile, Diablo walks up and finds himself a Vala. The healing reduction is there, the poison damage, and the Living Bomb gonna take Vala out. That was a great follow-up grenade by Born to Shine, and that is going to be a reassertion of Almost Legends Ruby saying, hey, come on, we're the team that runs the pickoffs here.
Goodness. There it is, the Nano Boost.
It is a Nano Boost.
Sold. And just for added
shit!
Nano Boosted Pyroblast, Riptire, or Lightning Breath.
Yeah, you could do that. I expect it to go on to Tormented Souls. There comes the Pyroblast. Ooh, Tin is going to go down to the poison damage. Here we go. Do we get the Nano? There's the Nano onto the Malthael, and he's slowed.
Nothing to do with it.
That is why I don't pick Nano Boost, because it feels like that happens every time.
Alright, so that was 4 ults used for 1. And it looks like Malthael is going to take Bruiser Camp by himself, while Divehard has 3 on theirs. So, if I was Divehard, maybe run for that, never mind, no, with Shrine Active.
Yeah. Wall bottom is down though, so this is good for Almost Legends Ruby to get. They got the tap. Now there is still a tap mid, and that's very approachable from this point. But if they get the Punisher, the Frozen Punisher here, it's going to take the fort down very, very rapidly and will allow them to get some damage onto that keep wall, possibly open up an early win condition. Kael'thas, though, getting the focus of the combo. There's the silence. Kael'thas does go down.
Junkrat did not.
Ooh, Tin, though. Tin is very low. Ooh, Nubkek. Or Nuck, excuse me. Intercepting that, I almost said Nubkek there. Intercepting that, sleep dart. He slept so that Tin may stay awake.
And Tin...
Oh. Well, but there's the engage onto Hoedown. Hoedown, though, now turning around. There's the Tormented Souls with the Nano. He's going back in. Lightning Breath. Is he going to get a kill? Still no kills outside of that Imperius, which was, admittedly was kind of a bit, almost like he just the team forgot about the Riptire or didn't turn the damage it, but
what happened was Imperius popped his ult and everyone thought he was fine.
oh, and
Junkrat just sat
baited
there
it out,
with
yeah.
fire.
But no one killed it. Oh, Gunslinger tried to be clever, and that's what happens when you try to be clever.
Yeah, not with a Diablo and that little tight quarter. That
Yeah. Well, level 13's now on the horizon. Level 13, a huge talent tier for Divehard, but unfortunately they are still quite far from it. Diablo going to get his Wallbang quest started. And we are seeing the Purifying Darts to remove those roots and slows, which is what I expected into Stukov, into the Blaze with all the slow potential. I could have seen the Smelling Salts for the extra armor, but you really want to get rid of that Stukov root combo. Punisher over the wall. Go ahead.
Yeah. It does also look like Junkrat has now become a global hero.
Yeah, Ripper Air just had their IPO, and investors are high on it. They think it could go. They could go international.
Oh, that's great.
Here we go. So push up now onto mid. Bot wall is down, so they have a win condition, but they don't have a win condition yet. Once they hit like level 16, death timers get longer. If they can get 3 kills, it's winnable. They don't have the best siege damage with the Malthael, so that limits that opportunity. There's a massive shove. Diablo taking a ride on the Stukov Express. He is not going to leave them a good Yelp review.
I don't know, it got him to where he wanted to be.
Got him away, disengaged him. Mid fort about half health now. With the next shrine on mid, whoever wins this does have a lot of potential to make a keep play. That third Punisher can be strong, can very easily take a keep. See what happens. Rotation possibly coming up on the Malthael. Cue Jaws theme music.
Up, 10 goes out.
Oh, here comes the engage. There, we could get a team fight here in the lane. Riptire trying to separate out Krovan, trying to get away. There's the stun. Krovan using the Ripper Air to get away. Didn't get the reset because of the extra damage. Down goes Vala, though. Blaze coming in with the combustion, trying to get... But Born to Shine is just getting so much healing out, but getting harassed by that Imperius. Born to Shine is not going to be long for this world at this point. Born to Shine goes down. So does Stukov on the backside. Diablo just lost his souls, meanwhile. But Wise Guy is low. Going to drop the Kel'Thas. Nyuk, nyuk, nyuk. Going to try to get away. So that was a 3 for 2, but... You get Diablo's souls, and at this stage of the game, that could almost be worth it. We'll find out.
Not if they lose here, because...
Not if they lose more heroes, you're exactly right. As Nyuk 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 and Imperius go down, so... Oh, boy. Almost,
if I'm not mistaken,
definitely not worth it now.
To be an arcane Punisher.
This, well, maybe. It actually, all it is the Punisher is not the type as the last time, so you actually could get a Mortar, I believe.
It goes through like the set. Like,
that's what I used to think. I read a story on it. So you have technically it's almost 50-50 chance as to which shrine is next, but there's some case where it can reappear like 1 in 1,500 times on the same shrine. It should be arcane, but it might not be. I think it's like probabilistically there's a chance it's Mortar.
Well, you were talking about shrines. I'm talking about Punishers on shrines.
No, I know. I'm saying I think there's a probabilistic chance that it can be Mortar. I'm very open to being told showed I misread that. I think...
But it is arcane if you hover on minimap.
It is? Okay, it is arcane. So maybe I'm wrong on that factoid. I certainly know the shrines can be like top, bottom, top. Maybe I got that mixed up. Very probable I did. But here we go. Almost Legends Ruby stealing that Bruiser camp, but Born to Shine getting very high engaged on. There's the Junkrat Riptire, though, absolutely chunking out the damage, and there is just not enough damage there coming out onto the exposed members of Almost Legends Ruby, and now Stukov goes down. Nyuk 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 is going to not get away. Gunslinger, very lonely Vala, now almost charging forward out of spite, but has to walk away. Camp's pushing in both lanes. This should be a very, very easily earned...
I love this call by Almost
Yeah.
Legends Ruby.
Get the wall down, yep.
Mid and top
while a camp pushes bottom.
Oh my goodness. They're pushing out all 3 lanes,
Yeah.
still getting the shrine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, when you kill 4 people on the enemy team, it gives you quite a bit of flexibility. As they are going to do the safe route, they didn't just try to dive bomb core. They're going to get this Arcane Punisher. They have Catapult on the bottom keep. They have a camp on the top keep with a Catapult. So that's going to get cleared up. So this Punisher will push up for free. And this is going to require nothing short of a miraculous defense on the side of Dive Hard in order for us to get to a Game 3 in this series. Here it comes. And his name is John Cena! Flip comes in, Riptire, Wise Guy taking a lot of damage, has to jet charge out of there. Turnaround damage, though, with the stuns onto Hoedown, but Hoedown just getting so much healing from that Ana. Now the Nano Boost Lightning Breath is going to take out Imperius. Imperius goes down. This mid-keep is going to fall. There's a stun onto the Muradin. Hoedown giving chase, getting a ton of damage out. There's the Avatar blown just to...
This is game.
I think it's game regardless, but they might be going for that next kill. Getting good separation out with the Ripper Air. Hoedown trying to get the finish. Wise Guy jet charges into the Hall of Storms, but Muradin goes down. That's going to be game as Dive... Ooh, and John Cena even BMs on the Hall of Storms gate. John Cena, that is not appropriate behavior. But with that, we are going to have a domination victory here for Almost Legends Ruby. So, strong showing by them. Go ahead.
I think that is well earned from them. Those plays were spot on.
Yeah, honestly, it just... I mean, I gotta give Born to Shine a ton of credit in that series, because it seemed like even when Dive Hard got the engage they wanted, just health bars weren't dropping, and that was in both series. When health bars dropped on the first game, you got the Anduin coming in with the peel or the salvation. When you have the second game, Ana just seems to heal through it with the grenade, with the active reload I believe she took. Oh, she didn't even take... She took concentrated doses. Interesting! Wow, that is a very micro-intensive talent. Born to Shine is making a name here. Very strong play in this series.
All right.
Well, with that, we're going to see if we can do a post-game interview. We'll be right back. Keep it locked here. Welcome back, everyone, to the Nexus Gaming Series. DB Smiley here. I am joined by my co-caster and teammate Black and Avian, and I'm joined by Tribulation of the victorious Almost Legends Ruby. Or are they on Dive Hard? If you were watching the cast, you would get it. There were some issues I had with Soothsayer, but with that, great domination victory. How you feeling?
We are feeling like we won.
Well, that's a good.
You are feeling accurately. So there we go. So with that series, pretty dominant in both games. There were a couple moments where Dive Hard looked like they could make some plays, but ultimately, when it came down to the clutch team fights, you guys usually just took over the game. What do you most attribute that to in both those games? Who do you think really stepped up?
Oh, the person? I don't know. Born, because she's gonna be happy about that.
Well, we were actually singing Born to Shine's praises before this started. I would say that some of her leap of faith in Game 1 were I mean, game defining in terms of, you pull back. I believe you were on Imperius, you were getting engaged on, she manages to save you, and then you turn around and just, like, wipe them, or near enough wipe them that you can core.
Well, she went to quick cast this season,
Mhm.
so she's already the most improved player.
Okay.
Nice.
I just wanna say one little caveat to everything
Mhm.
that Smiley is saying. He is a support main,
Yeah, everyone knows this.
so like he just
More than that, I'm a
Wow,
Stukov
that's
main,
just
sir,
bad.
and I'm offended by the Stukov abuse. I need to get Sarah McLaughlin in here to sing you a song about how Stukovs are abused every day, and if you just donate...
Bold step forward.
Oh. All right. Well, that's a fair answer. Okay. So with that now, you guys had a pretty dominant showing here in the first match of the season. What does that say about your goals this season? Is your goal like win or bust? Are you just trying to kind of see where your team is, or do you think you guys really can make a run at a championship?
Most of us are here to have fun and
Mhm.
aren't really taking this that serious. So,
Okay. That's
I mean,
good. That's
take
healthy.
it serious enough to play competitively, not
Mhm.
serious enough to really care.
Yeah. I think that's healthy. Blacken, any questions?
Yeah, I actually have one question. So I did notice a role swap for y'all in between game 1 and 2. You
Mhm.
and
Believe it was
I
Hoedown was
forget-
the tank game one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hoedown switched
Mhm.
roles, even though Diablo was still the tank. Is
Mhm.
that the normal role? Is that what you guys normally do, or what made that switch in y'all's minds?
We're trying to figure this out. Well, basically, they told me to play Diablo. I'm not exactly 100% confident on Diablo. I'm more confident on other tanks. And Hoedown was like, I can play Diablo, and he locked in, so we did it.
And that's what happened game 1.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will say, to Hoedown's credit, he played an amazing Diablo in the first game. We
Okay.
saw a 5-man mosh just interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you didn't do a great Diablo in game 2, but that's
I was
your normal
terrible.
position.
Yeah.
I'm terrible.
All right. Well, with that, you guys get the domination victory, get those 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any shout-outs before we let you go?
I have shoutouts to people. I guess my team people are being shouted out to. I don't do this. We're done.
Shout out to the team. That's the one I learned first and only.
Well, with that, thank you. Best of luck this season. And Black and I, we're going to wrap it up here, get some warm-up games in. We got a match at 10:30. Let me see who is streaming that match. I can check just in a second. It is being casted by Dead Latin 33. So
Wait,
Twitch...
I have another game this week.
No, we do.
Have another game.
Oh, you
Twitch.tv/deadlatin33. That game is going to start at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So tune over there at that time to watch me feed on Whitemane. And that'll be fun. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time in the Nexus. Take care.